Welcome on in. Welcome on in. I am leaving the country to discuss why your hair is breaking. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Welcome in. So I'm leaving the country in 2 whole days, y'all. But before I go, it's been on my mind a lot because I've been running into it a lot. I want to discuss why your hair is dry and breaking, and it's probably something you have never even thought about. It's a secret. I'm leaving the country in 2 whole days. If you want to go on this adventure with me, I've been talking about it to my subscription family, and they're going to be going with me on the long airport journey. Okay, so let me put in the comments. So I'm about to enlighten you guys on something you probably haven't thought about, of why your hair is breaking, why it's dry and why it's breaking. And I'm gonna give you a couple solutions, okay? Your hair is dry and breaking. All right. So let's see if that pins. Let me pin it. Okay, so welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. So I'm packing up, getting things ready because I'm about to go on the other side of the world on a one-way ticket. Okay? I'm ashy everywhere. I'm using my moisture retention oil to hydrate my skin. You can do that. That's when you know you got some good natural products in there. But okay, so let's talk about why your hair is dry and as a result why it's breaking. The biggest reason why this is happening is because a lot of us are not deconditioning our hair properly. What I mean by that is, if you think about your hair that's breaking, right? You're gonna have a specific area where the hair is breaking. It's not breaking everywhere. So you gotta think, okay, why would your hair be breaking right here as opposed to everywhere else? Or why is it scattered? Like if you think about, you have 100,000 hair strands, all 100,000 hair strands are not breaking off. So why is 10,000 hair strands breaking off? You wanna know why? You wanna know why? The number one reason why is because, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm so ashy. I'm using my moisture retention oil to hydrate my skin here. But the number one reason is because when you are shampooing your hair, when you shampoo, you open up the cuticles. So the outside layer of your hair has cuticles like that resemble like roof shingles. They open, they close, they open, they close. So there's a difference between your hair being hydrated and your hair being moisturized. So when your hair is able to hold on to water on the inside of the hair strand, you consider that hydration. When it's able to hold on to water on the outside of the hair strand, you consider it moisture. Water is actually where you get your hydration moisture from. The goal is always to delay the evaporation process of water, which keeps your hair hydrated or moisturized longer, okay? So I say that I wanted to give you, hey, what's up, Danny Manley? I saw you in the subscription, part of the subscription family. So, when you think about, like, you know, when you shampoo your hair, the goal is to get all of the outside layers of your hair open so that water can get on the inside of the hair, so that your conditioner can get on the inside of the hair, and hopefully you're using some type of after moisturizing agent that helps to delay the evaporation process of water. If you think about just shampooing your hair or in conditioning your hair, right, and rinsing it off, if you do nothing to your hair gonna feel dry later on that day or the next day. It's gonna feel like really, really dry. But if you add in a ton of oil or leave-in conditioner after you condition your hair and rinse everything out, then you will notice your hair feels a lot softer and moisturized longer. That's because there's still a lot of water in your hair. The leave-in conditioner or the oil is delaying the evaporation process. But here's where we're going wrong. When we are conditioning our hair, some of us are really lazy with our conditioning process. So you got one thing with, you may not be using a good enough conditioner, but the biggest problem is you're not getting conditioner on every hair strand. Think about it. If your hair is breaking, why all of it's not breaking, right? There must be something going on with the actual hair that's breaking as opposed to the ones that are not. So think about it. Is it likely that the ones that are not breaking have been thoroughly conditioned when the ones that are breaking, probably the condition didn't reach the inside of the hair strand? And I'm going to tell you right now, if conditioner, when you're shampooing your hair, if conditioner does not go inside of that hair strand and you do not lock it in and close those cuticles, you are in a much worse situation for dryness and breakage than you are if the outside of your hair feels dry. Much more worse situation, okay? So either your hair, Chelsea, Renee, I remember that picture being in the subscription, so I know you're part of the subscription family. So you have to make sure that you're getting conditioner on every hair strand, and you have to make sure that, I always say, you got to deep condition your hair every time you shampoo your hair. Shampooing and putting conditioner on there for 5 minutes, combing it out and rinsing it out is not enough. It's not enough. Go ahead and share. If you know somebody that's experiencing breakage, like this is a lot of us are not conditioning our hair properly. Using the wrong product could be an issue, but the fact that it's not being conditioned properly is the biggest issue, okay? So we should be having conditioner on our hair for a long period of time, at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes with a cap, like a shower cap. But even more so, I would say, I don't even like the fact that the shower cap is loose, because the water and the conditioner rolls off your hair. You don't want that. You want the conditioner to have no choice but to go inside of the hair strand, if that makes sense. So even if you wear a shower cap, I say wrap a towel over your hair or wrap saran wrap around your hair so that your hair is up against your scalp and the conditioner doesn't have any other place to go but inside of the hair strand. That is what you want, and that is what you want for every single hair strand on your head. There are a bunch of hair strands that are being missed in your conditioning process. So either that hair strand, there's some weakness in that hair strand in the development of that hair strand, because nutrition is also an issue, right? But there's also an issue with when you're conditioning your hair, conditioner is not getting on every hair strand, not penetrating every hair strand, and not getting inside of every hair strand. So as a result, that hair strand is drying out faster, which makes it easier to break, if that makes sense. So we just out here thinking, oh, my hair is breaking. My hair is breaking. Well, why is it breaking? It's dry. But why is it dry? Because we're not conditioning properly. So you got to make sure that when you are conditioning, even if you're going to the salon to get it conditioned, like request a deep conditioner. You should be deep conditioning your hair pretty much every time, especially the more coarse your hair is, because it's taking a very long time for the conditioner to penetrate the hair strand. So if it never penetrates the hair strand, that hair strand is going to dry out fast, which increases the likelihood of it breaking, if that makes sense. Okay, so the type of conditioner you using plays a role also, right? But honestly, if you use any type of conditioner with a moisturizing agent in there, and as long as you leave it on for a long period of time, your hair should be moisturized. We have a really moisturizing, what is it? This is one of my bags of products, y'all, that I'm taking with me out of the country on a one-way ticket. So our growth support conditioner herbal treatment is very, 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 very moisturizing. So for those that have natural hair, that may have coarse hair, that wear your hair natural, wear it in a protective style, this is a really good option for you, our herbal treatment. And then also when you think about removing like your protective styles and stuff, you also, like I swear by our magical detangling anti-breakage potion. Like anytime you have went without shampooing your hair, because we all have a moisture cycle. You can shampoo your hair and deep condition your hair all day long, but in 4 days, when that water totally evaporates, your hair is going to be dry. Your hair is going to be dry. So if you going a month or 2 months, you know, in a protective style with braids or crochets, especially when your hair is exposed and water hasn't touched your hair, and then you go removing the hair and combing it and being all rough and brushing it. You got your mama and your sister all helping, and hair just coming out clumps because it's dry. It's super duper dry. So I think we all can agree that a lot of our hair is dry. A lot of it may be breaking, but nobody is talking about like, why is it breaking? And it starts with the conditioning process. If you are just not joining, I would highly recommend going back and watching it, because this is a simple shift in your routine that could be altered to where it best serves you. With braids, how often should you wash your hair? When I wear braids, I wore braids for like, I never usually don't wear braids over 2 months. So when I wear braids, I at least shampoo 1 time. So what I do, I got a whole routine, and we have a anti-breakage kit for those protective styles, okay? So what I do is I have a follicle detox, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm moving out the country in 2 days. OMG, join my subscription right now, because this is about to be a whole journey with my 3-year-old, okay? With my 3-year-old, all right? This is a whole journey. But so I have my little bag here with all of the products, but I will use the follicle detox and our anti-breakage kit, because it's important that your follicles are detoxed during the process of wearing a protective style. It is highly important, because if they are not, buildup occurs, it weakens the integrity of the follicle, and so the follicle can't hold on to the hair strand if it's inflamed, if it's irritated, whether it's actually itching or not. Everybody doesn't have itching. It just depends on the pH balance of your scalp. So I use the follicle detox when I'm having a protective style. I've been using it now. Like, I've had my hair twisted because where I'm going, like, I guess you can say I'm locking up. I don't know. We're going to see. I'm flowing with I'm rolling with the wave right now, y'all. Like, life is an adventure right now, okay? So, but even with this, it's been like 2 months since I've had my hair, like, you know, twisted with the intention of kind of locking up right now, because where I'm going, I'm not going to be wearing my hair straight. I'm not going to be wearing my hair big and curly, because I'll be having a helmet on when I'm traveling a lot of the times. So, and I need easy, breezy, like I need life to be really easy. I shampooed my hair, conditioned it twice with this in there, and I couldn't believe how, I was like, oh, that's it? I'm used to pre-treating and, you know, detangling and separating and combing and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I am loving this process right now. I am not mad. You know, who knows? I may comb them out later, but right now, they locking, okay? So, I'm not moving down the street. I ain't moving across another state. I'm moving on the other side of the world, all right? So anyway, follicle detox. You want to make sure that you're getting the debris, the buildup, the oil, the sweat, the product, whatever you have on your scalp, and you want to make sure that you're getting the debris. There's so much stuff in our environment that lands on our scalp you would not believe, okay? Y'all, I have seen hundreds of scalps that have been exposed to the environment. You wouldn't believe just little particles in the air just falling on your scalp, how irritated your scalp gets from that, okay? So it's really important when you have braids. You don't think when you're starting braids, thank you, I am She Pretty, thank you so much. I'm excited, y'all. This is a whole journey. I'm really, you know, it's kind of like divine right now. I've been thinking about it for a long time. It was either that or cut it. That's a whole journey I'm talking about in my subscription, but so I'm excited about it. But yeah, so the follicle detox is really important, because you got to think, like, especially when you're starting out with braids, you're starting with buildup. You're starting with all the edge control on the scalp, so you're already starting with a wax-like silicone-like buildup in your scalp. You're starting out at a huge advantage when you get braids, all right? So that is detrimental to the scalp for a lot of people. And the more hair you have, the less you can tell the effects of it. The less hair you have, the more you can tell. So it's very important to detox your scalp. So when I have braids, I'll detox once a week. I'll just use, less is best. You don't even have to use a lot with the follicle detox, okay? And then throughout the week, I'll mist my hair with water and my moisture retention hair growth oil. So I'll drop like a generous amount in my water mister. Let me grab it. So I'll drop like a generous amount in a mister, right? So it's not like your hair is being soaked with water. So I'll just pour this in, and like every day or every other day, I'm misting my braids, right? And the oil is mixed in, so the water is moisturizing and the oil is delaying the water evaporation process, which keeps your hair moisturized longer, right? So that's the point of that. And then when I go to take my braids out, so if you're just not joining me, the question was like, how often should you shampoo your braids? But it's not even just about shampooing your braids. A lot of us think that we get our braids, and the point of getting your braids is to do nothing. Like, that can be further from the truth. Like, if you knew if you did the right thing with your braids and it optimized that process, like your hair was way thicker, way healthier, would you do these basic things, right? So you do your detox weekly. You do your mister with the oil on your hair just to kind of soften it up. Make sure it's not drying out, because you got to think you have material, toxic material as that's soaking up the life out of your hair, that's wrapped around your hair and your braids. So whatever moisture you had in your hair is being sucked away like a vampire, right? With the material of the braids. So by you spraying your hair with the hair growth moisture retention oil and the water, that's moisturized. It's keeping your hair a lot more protected than if you did nothing. I've tried this. I've actually done this. I've actually had braids where I did nothing. And then I had braids where I did this routine with our anti-breakage kit. Humongous difference, like big difference, okay? So before I take my braids out, I don't take my braids out on dry hair that I haven't wet or shampooed in 2 months or 3 months. You ask, and that's wrapped in toxic drying material. So instead of just going straight in and just combing your hair and pulling on your hair, I make sure I put our pre-treatment, our ALAKAZAM anti-breakage potion on the hair before I even start separating the braids. I do that all over the braids. I put it all on the braids and I emulsify it in, and then I start taking the braids out. And then when I get the braids out, I put ALAKAZAM on. You know how you got the buildup that's really dry, that's hard, that we just seem to just be combing and breaking. Yes, you can really avoid the breakage by pre-treating your hair and preconditioning your hair before you even start to take a comb or anything through it. All right. So I'm just giving you guys practical things and strategies that you can do to salvage the hair that you have on your head, because you never know when something come up, when life will be stressful and you're starting to lose a lot more hair than you were before, or hormones start acting funny and you start losing hair, or medication and you start losing hair. It's better to start with a lot more hair. Life will just be life, and you never know, right? So you don't already want to be in a vulnerable state. Is that my cousin? Red Martini too? I don't know. Look like her. But anyway, you don't want to be in a vulnerable state if something was to come up that affects your hair, okay? So just like with me, I'm going to be talking about in my subscription. Y'all, like, there was a point in time this year and that I lost I never lost hair. I never lost it since I've been on my journey. I've never had a problem with hair, right? So you are not exempt. Don't think just because your hair is beautiful, I don't have no problem. You never know, right? I'm not gonna say I thought I was exempt. But I just never experienced. But when I tell you clumps, and I know why, and it actually could have been avoided But I've been knowing I'm going to move out the country since December, and the entire year has been, you're releasing things, and it's not, when you got a big life, it ain't the easiest thing to move out of the country, especially when you're a single mother of 3 kids. You own homes, and you own vehicles, and you own businesses, and actually brick and mortars, and you own, Airbnbs, and I had a big life, right? So, yeah, I was losing a lot of hair, but because I had taken care of my hair for the last 10 years, like I really have taken care of my hair, most of you all won't even be able to, you probably don't even notice that, okay, it look like something different. You probably wouldn't even notice. Like right now, it's twisted. But my hair is still in really, really good condition, but I lost a lot of hair. Whew. And if you follow my stories, back in June, I was kind of sharing that, and I actually was able to stop it with my supplements, because I don't take my supplements all the time. I used to, but when you get to a really good place and you have a healthy lifestyle, you make really good choices with your food, you try to keep your stress levels down and things like that, you may not necessarily need that. And so that's the whole point of here at Abracadabra Hair and Healing. We're going to help you get to the hair growth results that you want, but you have to be able to sustain the results through your lifestyle, because your hair is just a manifestation of what's going on inside, right? So I put that, just to finalize the answer to that question, I use this before I take my hair down. I'm telling you, when I didn't do that, I thought all of my hair was gone. When I did not use my follicle detox, when I did not, mist my hair with my oil and my water throughout the week, and I did not use this pre-treatment to take my hair out, I just got braids and did nothing because I was so busy. I almost lost all of my hair, it seemed like. I couldn't believe it. I was like, never again. Okay, so let me go through. Great question. Let me go through and see what other questions I had. How long does a moisture retention mixture with water last in a bottle? It just depends on how much you're using, but a long time. I would say that the bottle holds about 4 ounces of water, which is a pretty good amount. And it's a mister, so it's not like a lot is coming out at one time. So it lasts a really, really long time. And honestly, you don't dump the whole oil. The oil lasts a really, really long time. You pretty much dump in maybe 3/4 size amount in the water bottle per 4 ounces. So that will last a pretty long time. So, okay, let me see. Okay, let's see. I have a problem with thinning hair and edges. What I need to get my hair to grow? It really kind of depends on, have they always been thinning? This is what I like about my subscription, because we're going to be doing consultation style lives. It's really kind of hard to do that. I'm an American Medical Certified Trichologist, so everybody's situation and everybody's hair is different. And I dissect your whole life to try to figure out. This is why you see me talk about so many things as it pertains to your health, because it all plays a role. Sometimes it can be one isolated issue, like you had braids and it took the braids out, right? But maybe you're also low on iron, which is why it's not coming back. Maybe you have some genetic blockages, which is why it's not coming back. You probably would have ran into the issue further down the line, but because the isolated incident took all of the hair out, now your hair is having a hard time even building the hair strand, okay? Or maybe it's building the hair strand, but it's building it slow, and your hair has to grow underneath the scalp first before it can actually penetrate the scalp. So it really just kind of depends, but I would say, if I had to say anything without really knowing what's going on, how long it's been like that, in my subscription, we're going to be talking a lot more personally. I would highly recommend joining my subscription, because it's $500 for a one-on-one, right? Virtual consultation. And so you pay $9.99 to get the same information and answers, and a more customizable experience. But let me grab this one thing that I'm going to recommend for anyone who is struggling with thinning edges. So one, you're gonna want this scalp roller for one, because sometimes your scalp needs to be stimulated. And let me tell you why this scalp roller is magical, all right? And this is on my website. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see it. Okay. So it's a little roller with which one is this one? 0.50 millimeter like needles, right? It doesn't puncture your scalp, so you're not, you won't be bleeding or anything, right? But what it does is it makes your body thinks that it's being punctured. And what happens is, you guys, if you think about, okay, maybe you fell one time and you have a scar. Well, the scar doesn't remain a scar forever. Why is that so? Because your body can technically heal itself, right? How does the body heal itself? The body says, oh, what happened? We got to get to work. It's war, right? And so they send these new revitalized cells to the area to heal the area, to develop new skin, right? To repair the area. Same thing applies with the scalp. So if I rub this scalp roller along my scalp, which I can't find, these are new, so I don't want to open this one. I'm trying to find one that's already open. I'm going to find the ones that was already open. I wish I had it. No, it's not open. So, if you rub this along the scalp, the body's going to think it's being harmed. And so it's going to send a flood of new revitalized cells to the area. So the more healthy revitalized cells that you have that's working, the more you're going to be able to get the results that you're looking for. It's going to be able to produce the hair growth, the hair strand, which is going to grow up under the scalp first, and then it'll penetrate the scalp. But I will also say that you're probably going to need more support. So everything that I have, yeah, you can use one thing, but what other thing are you doing is going to counter the results of this. So for example, if you use this and you use my growth factors, which comes in like a little bottle like this. So what this does is you pour this on the scalp, you roll it, right? And then you pump another one in the same area on your edges. What this does is it's so magical. I've been doing it for so long, and I've seen like people who have not had hair for years, their hair come back. Now, did it come back 100%? Not everybody's, but would you rather have what you have now, or would you rather it get worse, or would you rather have 60%, 70%, 80% more hair than you had, right? So what it does is when you use the growth factors is the growth factors is kind of like stem cells. So it will latch on to the new cells that are being produced by the body to heal the area, right? Remember, if you're just not joining, we're talking about edges and how to kind of get them back. You need something a little bit more aggressive, like more hands-on. So we have a scalp roller here. It's only 0.5 millimeters, so it's not a very sharp needle it's not a very sharp needle that will like puncture your scalp or anything, but it will make your body think that it's being harmed. And so your body's gonna say, it's time to go to war. You're like, send the stronger cells to the area, right? And so now you have this flood of new cells in this area. And so what happens is when you use my growth factor, it's going to latch on to the new revitalized cells and make them divide rapidly. Which, if they're dividing, that's the goal of hair. You want as many hair cells as possible. It may start with one hair cell, but eventually you want 1,000 of them bad babies, because the more of those you have, the more it's promoting blood circulation, blood stimulation, hair growth, thickness, all of that. So that's what you want. So to answer that question for the thinning edges, this is what you want, okay? You want my growth factor. So hopefully they help. And that's just without me knowing what the issue is, but I would highly recommend joining my subscription, because once I get to my destination, the first week I got to be working on the home, but we're going to be going on live, and I'm going to be answering your specific hair questions personally. And it's going to be more like a consultation style live, as opposed to you having to pay $500 to speak to me, you know, when you can get, you know, little points here and there that you can start implementing in your life that's going to reverse or repair the issue that you have, okay? So not only do you get to go on the adventure with me moving out of the country, which there's a whole story behind it, and I just know that I'm going to move a lot of you guys with this, because I'm doing what most of you all probably would never do, but that you probably want to do, but that you probably would never do it, for a plethora of reasons, right? And so yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. You know, all I want to say is that I wanted to create an environment where I didn't have to take vacations from. Okay, I want to be able to hop on here. I want to be able to teach you, you know, educate, have fun here, like, and be able to, you know, go to, you know, nice places and get fruits with seeds in them. All the fruits got seeds in them, like all the fruits are organic and not feel poisoned by the food. And look at nature from my house. I want to see nature and an ocean. So if y'all see that in the background, you know that I'm not in the States no more. And I don't know when I'm coming back. Okay, I probably got to come back. I have my master classes and, you know, family here and stuff like that. But I'm building a life out of the country right now. She's right. I can attest to it in terms of the looking into the detailed reasons why. Yes. So, I meant the detangler hair lotion. After you take out the braids, I hope that made sense. Okay, let me see where your question was. Who is that? R. Bellevue. Because I didn't see your first question. What is the name again? The ALAKAZAM. ALAKAZAM, this is our magical anti-breakage detangling potion. Magical. You're going to be like, where it's been all my life. Like, if your hair natural and dry, like if you on here and you say, oh, my hair is dry, how are you surviving without ALAKAZAM? Like, you can use it as some moisture, but you know, any detangling potion is going to have a certain degree of water in it, right? So because that's where your moisture comes from. That's why when you're detangling with this, it's really softening and pre-treating your hair. But there's other essential oils and stuff, carrier oils and stuff that in there that really helps create that slip so your hair is not breaking, all right? All of you all say you want longer hair, you want thicker hair, but your actions are not showing that. You're breaking your hair off when there's things that you could be doing, little small things that you could be shifting to prevent the breakage, right? Okay, is there a way to gain a hair follicle that a dead follicle was located? Is there a way to gain a hair follicle that a dead follicle was located? I think I understand what your question is saying. So you have follicles all over your head, right? So I'm assuming that you're asking, can you get hair in a dead follicle? So you can't develop a new hair follicle on top of a dead one, is what I'm saying. But how do you even know that the follicle is dead, is what I really want to know. Because usually in order to know that, you have to get a biopsy for a dermatologist to say, hey, you have scar tissue. The only type of alopecia or hair loss that is considered dead or permanent hair loss, I don't like, that word is really used loosely, right? But when you think dead, you are dead, all right? Now think about it. When you're dead, you're dead, all right? So yes, there is a such thing as dead follicle, but when we say dead follicle, the follicle is permanently dead. Like there's scar tissue, there's only one alopecia, only one type of hair loss that is non-reversible, and that's because you have scarring tissue in the follicle. So your hair would have to be made out of steel in order to work its way through all of that scar tissue. Think of like keloid skin. You ever seen anyone with like keloid skin? That's scarring tissue, but that's in the follicle. There's no hair that's going to be able to come through that, right? So So a lot of us think that we have dead follicle, but what we really have is a blocked follicle. It's blocked. You know how many people that use our products who haven't had hair in years, 20 years, 10 years, even who've done our protective style 6-month sewing system, who have not had any hair for years. Even the doctor told them, the dermatologist told them, okay, give up. There's never going to be any hair here, which I hate that. There's never going to be any hair here. But even when you go to a dermatologist and they do a biopsy, they can say, okay, you have evidence scarring alopecia, but that does not mean that all of the follicles are scarred. Even worse situation, okay, yes, you have permanent damage. That does not mean 100% of the area is scarred. In fact, it's very unlikely. So that's why I didn't know this. This is what pushed me to become an American Medical Certified Trichologist. I didn't know that as a cosmetologist. That, you know, if a doctor say, okay, you have permanent damage, I didn't know that you could still get hair in this area that is of concern. How is that? That's when I took matters into my own hands. That's when I said I don't trust dermatologists anymore. Okay. Because they would tell my customers that none of their hair is coming back. But why did they just get 75% of their hair back on my products? How? If their hair is not coming back, ever, you then took every life, energy out of this, any hope, energy of hope out of this woman or man, you know, but more times than not, a woman, you took all the life out of her, all the energy out of her by telling her none of her hair is going to ever come back, ever. And then you get 75% of your hair back. Well, how is that? That's because, yes, they found evidence of scarring, but that does not mean, because a lot of times they'll do like a dime size biopsy. So they'll just take a dime size area of the skin, right? But even that whole area may not be scarred. Okay, so I always ask the question, if you were able to get 30%, 50%, 80% of your hair back, would you be happy? Would you rather get something or would you rather get nothing, right? And that usually helps customers kind of trust the process a little bit, because they think, okay, do I want it to get worse? Do I want to go bald, like cut all of my hair off? Or do I want to make some kind of attempt with a reputable, trustworthy, you know, product company that clearly has hundreds of thousands of views and see what can happen? And a lot of times, like, I don't think I've ever run into it where somebody didn't have any type of results yet. You know what I mean? So it just really kind of depends. So a new hair follicle cannot replace a dead one. This is why it's important. Your lifestyle is important. The things that you're doing. This is why you should be educated, like, so that you can prevent permanent damage on your scalp, because that is not fun. Right? A lot of us are doing things out here just because, you know, we trust in other people to do it, and we want to try these particular styles, even though we know, you know, like somebody with thin hair, you know, you shouldn't be getting no braids. You know you shouldn't be getting braids, but you're going to do it anyway, right? Those type of situations, choices can really hurt us in the end, because you can get permanent damage from that. So a new hair follicle cannot be built on an old hair follicle. Your hair follicles, you had your hair follicles when you was a baby. They were already predestined. So if it gets destroyed, that one follicle gets destroyed, and it's permanently dead, it's dead forever. Okay? So, and again, our products is only one type of hair loss or alopecia that our products or no other product on the planet is going to help you with. It's virtually impossible. And that's scarring alopecia. And for a lot of black women, they call that CCCA. That is a type, and it's very common. That is a type of hair loss, okay? Thyroid issues too. If you have this issue, it's difficult to get or retain length. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thyroid is hugely motivated by your hormones, or affects your hormones. The medications affect your hormones too. So your hair growth is driven by your hormones. And a lot of times medications dry your hair out. I mean, dry it out. And it also depends on what type of thyroid issue that you have too. So this is why it's important. You're always going to see me putting something out there about your nutrition and the choices that you make with your food. It is vital. For example, I don't eat meat or dairy. I've been like that for the last, since 2016, so almost 10 years. But before that, I had extremely low iron, like extremely low, torturing, debilitating iron. You know, anemic, exhausted, fatigued, tired, you know, dry my hair out, hair coming out in clumps. Like, having low iron is oxygen. So if you don't know what a lot of us say, we have low iron, but we have no idea what iron is. Iron carries oxygen to your organs. If you don't have iron, you decrease the oxygen in your blood. And the oxygen in your blood flows to your hair follicles. So if that's low, and if you're not getting a lot of oxygen, it keeps the same energy as your life. Like, if you're not getting a lot of oxygen, what's going to happen to you? Okay? Same thing. Okay? It's all connected. Okay? Let me see. A rinse took my hair out, and it is thin, and I can't get it to grow. You know what's weird? Somebody else said that, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of a rinse. A rinse is not even supposed to be a permanent chemical. Like, somebody said they got a permanent color and it took the hair out. They showed me the picture. Somebody that I had a consultation with. Again, you guys, like, my consultations are very detailed. I get into your life. Like, you walk away with that, not only with just feeling empowered and kind of excited about, you know, this new journey, now that you know a lot more that you didn't know, but your health is going to improve. Your quality of life is going to improve. And, you know, again, people pay me $500 for that. So join my subscription for $9.99 because y'all getting the same thing. I just launched it, okay? But somebody was just one of my customers that I had my last consultation for a minute. The next one will open up to like October 24th. Try to tell y'all to get in fast. But, she said that like permanent color took her hair out. I'm just trying to figure out how. Like, what are people doing out here? Y'all gotta be really careful with this stuff, man. Y'all gotta have people in your life that you can trust. You can't just be doing everything and anything and taking risks with your hair with products that you know nothing about. A lot of these products have very, very harsh chemicals in them. What is that called? What? The ALAKAZAM? What is that? What is that called? I don't know. I don't know what we was talking about. Danny Manley, what is what called? Sometimes I'll be like late. What's up, JX Infinite? Nice, congrats. Thanks so much. Do we know which country she is moving to? Not yet. My subscribers know. Y'all will eventually find out. There's a reason why I have to do that like that. Because it's believe it or not, you guys see me as maybe a thriving, successful entrepreneur, a hair guru, a hair growth specialist, hair nerd. I don't know how y'all view me, hair doctor. I don't really know how you guys view me. I just know I put a lot of valuable information out there and I'm helping a lot of people, right? But you don't know that I'm also a mother. I'm a single mother of 3 kids. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm an auntie. I'm a cousin. I'm a mentor. Like, I have my own life and personal spiritual journeys that I go through in order to become my best self. So I just share that with you guys on the front line. But for my subscribers, it's time to go deeper. I say, welcome to Abracadabra Hair and Healing 2.0. Okay, it's not just about hair. Like, hair is the outer manifestation of what's going on inside. So, and a lot of us are broken. A lot of us are wounded. A lot of us are unhappy. A lot of us are stressful, and it's time to get down to the root of it, right? So I'm going to be creating a platform and a community where we can go a little deeper, because I already give y'all a lot of information on the front end of AK Hair and Healing. Right? So I said, okay, let me create a community in my subscription where we can go deeper on things. Because y'all always, I know my tribe. I know the ones who's really wanting to be better, who's wanting to do better, who really like, okay, I need more, right? I get that so much. Like, when I talk about fasting, I lost 40 pounds. I lost 40 pounds from fasting within the last year. I fasted 4 times. a 7-day water fast, a 7-day dry fast, no liquids, no food, a 5-day fruit fast or fruit juice fast, and a 5-day water fast. Like 4 fasts within a 1-year time frame, and lost 40 pounds. That wasn't even a goal to lose 40 pounds. Like my goal was, I want vitality. Vitality is even better than health. I want to look my best. I want to feel my best. I want to live my best. I want the best out of life. I want it bad. How bad do you want it? Right? So, and I wanted it bad. And I've been fasting ever since 2016, 17, since my near-death experience, where I had the flu, tonsillitis, and pneumonia all at the same time. I was hospitalized for 3 months, could barely walk. I lost a whole bunch of weight then. There's reasons for that, and that's what I'm really kind of wanting to dive into and share in my subscription. Like, I almost killed myself from self-neglect, from self-abandonment. And then you ask, how do you even get there? How do you not even listen to your body when your body is crying out help, right? To a point where you almost dying. You dying because it's a story, all right? So even with fasting, like I talk about fasting, some of you guys, like, I didn't try to lose 40 pounds. That was not the goal. That was not the goal. My body just loved it so much. And there's so many benefits to it. Like, I mean, so many benefits. But I feel so much better. Like, it was a point in time where I couldn't even run. I couldn't run without, like, it hurt to run. You know, and now I can just run really easily. It's just so many benefits right now that I'm loving the journey. And it was like perfect timing. But right now my goal is flexibility. Flexibility is like my goal. Like, I need it. I want it so much. I want my joints to be fluid and flexible. Like, my muscles, like, I need that. I need that in my life. I'm not trying to, I want to tone, but flexibility is in core and balance, core strength, back strength. Like, y'all have no idea that's what carries you, okay? You make one wrong move, you will mess your stuff up. I've been there. So that's one of my goals. So working on my flexibility, my core. I'm going out the country. Yes. I'm gonna have a whole new body. I'm gonna have a whole new attitude. I'm gonna have a whole new life. And you still gonna see me. And this is what I do. This is what I love to do. So you still gonna see me, of course, right? But I want to kind of take you on a journey with me too, right? So some of you guys just be like in the messages, like, how did you fast? What more? And it hurts me that I can't get you guys the information that, because it's not something that you go back and forth through text with, like, this is something we got to discuss. We got to talk about this, all right? Because there is a wrong way to do this thing, all right? So I've been on a health journey for the last 10 years, and now my life is kind of set up now to where I'm not tied to anything, and I can't even believe it because my whole life has been taking care of everybody, and now I get to do something for myself, and I made it happen. I said in my mind, that's what I want, that's what I'm gonna get. And man, I was just supported on a journey. I can't believe it. So we'll be talking about that in the subscription a lot more. But so yeah, and then when you questions and stuff, when you guys ask questions, I would like to be the non-hair professional that has a product line that would tell you anything, but I'm not that. Okay, I can't just tell you anything. Like, I am wired to, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna ask you a question back. Like, I can't give you an answer, without knowing your history, because everybody is different. And it really don't take that much, but I'm designed to probe the mess out of you. How long you miss? How much sleep do you get? How much fruits and water are you drinking? Where's your water source coming from? What's your stress level like? Where's your stress coming from? I can look at you and can tell you breathing the wrong way. Okay, you got something trapped in your body. Where is it coming from? We find out it's coming from 20 years ago. So you've been holding on to stress in your body, all this energy in your body for 20 years and don't even know it. And you wonder why your hair falling out. This is deep. Y'all ain't seen nothing like this. Y'all see a lot of people talking about hair, But y'all keep on listening and keep on doing it. But guess what's happening? You're going to run into an issue again. Because your hair is tied to your life. Your hair is tied to your emotions. Your hair is tied to your decisions. Your hair is tied to your food. Your hair is tied to your body, the inside of it, that nobody talks about, really. So I think my last customer, she was like, this is like, I feel so safe. Like, because it's hard to find someone that knows about hair, but that knows about health too. Right? You got to go to somebody for this. You got to go to somebody for that. You got to go to somebody for this. And there's no synergy amongst the three. Right? No, I know. Miss Jones, y'all, I got Miss Jones here. So I got my people, my tribe has been with me for a long time. Miss Jones, you remember when I was sick? You was there? Because you came in 2013. Miss Jones came in 2013. Let me tell y'all, women, mothers, entrepreneurs, they got kids. Let me tell y'all, y'all better stop being superwoman. You better stop thinking that you're a superwoman, because you are not. You are super powerful. You are not superwoman. You are not. If you don't take nothing from this, you are not superwoman. Stop killing yourself trying to be. I almost killed myself. I was dying at 30 in the hospital because
you're saying you got the disease out of your life. That was your disease.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, you just couldn't help. Yes, stop. So my point here is that stop trying to do everything by yourself. Stop trying to do everything. Like, start thinking smart. Like, we are very smart human beings, all right? In 2013, I was working so much as a single mother. I was working 16-hour days, 6 days a week. And it hit me. This is really impossible, but it hit me too late. That's why I was hospitalized for 3 months with 3 major illnesses fighting for my life. Pure agony and pain for 3 months. I could not even see my kids. I could not even walk for 3 months. 3 months. It took me almost dying to get this. This is why I'm sharing it. Outsource. Write it down if you have to. Write in your notes. Outsource. There are things that you could be having other people do so that you are not trying to be superwoman. Why are you doing this? This is a learned behavior. Who taught you to run yourself to the ground? Who taught you to self-abandon and self-neglect yourself like this? This is disgusting for us. I hate this for us. And I hate that I had to almost die to get this. So when I brought Miss Jones on, I was feeling it. I was like, this, I don't feel right. This, this is inhuman. And right when I got her, she was cleaning, she was washing dishes, she was washing clothes, folding them up. I mean, took so much off of me. And she was a family friend, and it don't have to be crazy expensive, especially if they love you. They're like, okay, what do I need to do to help you? I think I was paying you for like, what, $100 a week maybe? $75 a week. You came, 3 or 4 times or something like that. It wasn't even, she loved cleaning. She loved, folding clothes and organizing and stuff. Find you somebody that you know in your family.
People don't know people like Miss Jones exist.
No. It is not. But it's got to be somebody, y'all, that you can trust that can help you, right? Because we got things to do. We got things that we got to do, and we got to show up, and this world got to see us and see our light. Like, we're making impacts. We're raising children. It's a lot. But we up here messing around, not getting no sleep, not getting no self-care days or time because we up here trying to wash some clothes sometimes, or trying to clean up. Hire somebody to clean up. I mean, at least 2 days out the week. Try to find a way to make your job easier. You can get it done, but you need help, okay? You need help. And for the last, 2014, 11 years, I have had somebody here because I was a single mother, especially single mothers. There was no way that I would be able to do what I do without help. I didn't have to worry about cleaning my house. I did not have to worry about, you know, clothes getting washed and folding and, you know, just the little stuff, you know, like, do better, y'all. Y'all deserve so much better than this, okay? So it took me a long time. I do not eat dairy or meat. I don't eat no seafood. That's going to be a whole nother story. I'm telling you, especially when I get into my, especially when I start really getting started on the subscription. I did launch it. So once we get on that airplane, I got a long trip, y'all. I got a long trip. But yeah, we're gonna start really diving into it. I don't eat dairy or meat. I do not eat dairy or meat at all. At all. And it's changed my life forever. Yes. It's changed my life so many ways. Even with, you know, starting with the you know, the menstrual, sorry men that are on here. But yeah, even starting with that, like a lot of us, we have really bad issues with our menstruals and our hormones. Yes. We are, I mean, y'all, we losing life. We are losing life in that process, and it shouldn't be like that. Food, yeah. And it's food. It's food, and it's showing up in inflammation on our scalp. We're not even just talking about hair. We're just talking about your overall health, because whatever your health looks like is going to affect your hair. Right? So no, I do not eat meat. I haven't eaten meat or dairy since 2000. And I'm gonna tell you this, since 2016. But there has been times where I wasn't on top of my game and maybe ate something that had dairy in it or something. Definitely not meat. I don't eat meat, but it may have had some dairy in it or something. And guess what? I felt it immediately. Yeah. I felt it. Let me tell y'all this funny story. Two things. Let me tell you, because it's not a game, y'all. We talking about our health now. And I don't put you. One thing you're gonna learn about me, especially in my subscription, I do not play about my health, because I almost died. All right. Now, many people don't know what it's like to almost die. So it's gonna be a lot of y'all that can't relate, and a lot of y'all that don't care about your health as much as I care about my health, because I was almost gone. I almost left my kids behind because of the decision I was making. Right. So when I first stopped eating meat and dairy, I can remember it was like 5 weeks I was doing exceptional. I was behind the chair. I've been retired from behind the chair for 4 years now. I was behind the chair then, and I worked a 16-hour day. It was at the end of the day, 8 p.m., and I was starving. I had one more client to do, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. And at this time, when you're making the transition, we're going to be talking about, in my subscriptions, we're going to be talking about plant-based eating. And I'm going to really give you the secrets to how to really make the change for real. But let me just give you this here. When the first 5 weeks I was new to it, I didn't have my system together yet, right? I wasn't strong in my system. So I was at a point where, like, if I was, like, in this particular situation, I was starving, right? And I was like, okay, it's 5 weeks. I ain't ate no food or dairy. And I said, Domino's was next door. I was like, let me get just a thin crust pizza. You know, it's thin. It don't have a lot of, bread. You know, it's just a little cheese on it. I'll be okay. I had one more client. Yes, it was called Growth Factor. I'm sorry, Danny. Growth Factors. Yep. I had one more client to do, right? I ordered that pizza. I ate one slice of thin crust pizza, and I hadn't had dairy and meat in 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And I ate one thin sliced pizza. And when I tell you I felt drugged, I was for sure drugged. Like, for sure. Straight drugged. I had to lean over. I was so tired. I feel like the best way I can explain it, it felt like I took Tylenol codeine. We being poisoned. We are being poisoned out here. I know it for sure. That's why I'm gone. You see the title? I'm leaving the country. That's why I'm gone. I don't play about my health. We're being poisoned. We're being poisoned. I ate that cheese, one slice of cheese pizza, after 5 weeks without having no meat or cheese. I ate one slice of thin crust pizza because I was starving. I was working. I had one more client left. One, that's it. I could barely get through that client. One slice of pizza. And it don't feel like I just took one codeine. It feel like I overdosed on codeine. Overdosed. Y'all think this a game. Y'all think this a game. We being poisoned. I knew then, oh, I can never go back to dairy. I can never, ever, ever go back to dairy. I can never go back to dairy. No, no, no. It's a drug. It might as well be heroin. Heroin. Like, it was bad. I was linked over on my station. When I tell you I was so thankful my client said she had to go to the bathroom.